Hey guys, Shane here at CrossFit Jeff, helping you go further, faster in fitness. Now, today's Shane Talks is all about results, but I want to talk specifically about a few examples that I've seen this week that led me to have this conversation of sorts with a few people about what is really possible, or what their thoughts of possible is, or like their idea of possible, and whether or not that is matching up with reality. So one of the quotes that I think we all know is, don't be upset by the results that you didn't get with the work that you didn't do. It's pretty cool. I mean, that defines results. Like, a lot of people sort of think, well, just because I put myself in the ring, that I should win. Yep, I put my hand up, let's fight, let's jump in the ring, let's give this a go. Well, okay, I've done that. I should get some level of fame, fortune, success from that, right? And unfortunately, if you didn't throw any punches and you didn't properly defend, you're probably not going to get any of that from that situation. And that's a good little analogy for, putting yourself out there. Yes, that's one of the steps needed to get to where you want to get to. But if you don't throw any punches and you don't slip from side to side occasionally, you're going to lose anyway. It's all good and well that you put yourself out there, but that's not where it stops. Now, a couple of people I've been chatting with about results this week. One was somebody who gives up before they even start. So when things get challenging or when things get hard, they stop. They give in. And I have to remind them, because it's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to get hard. There's supposed to be friction. There's supposed to be something there that is maybe knocking you off your perch. And that's what creates resilience. That's what creates forward movement, because if it wasn't there would be nothing to move forward with. You'd already be where you need to be. So the fact of the matter, is that if you are getting knocked off your perch, if you are finding it hard, if you are being challenged, you're 100% headed in the right direction. That's the way forward. That is the path. That is the journey. The journey is there. Whatever you see before you that is creating discomfort for you is there to lead you to your overall goal. Because without that discomfort, you're not doing anything. There's nothing that you're not changing. You're not on the right path. If it's too easy, you're not on the right path. Trust me. You know that old saying, it's too good to be true? Almost 99.9% of the time, that is right. You find a deal in life that's too good to be true, guess what? It is. It is a typo, or there's some sort of misalignment. It is too good to be true. That ain't right. Some might have stuffed up, but that is too good to be true. So the same rules apply with our results. When things become challenging, when you have resistance, you are on the way forward. Remember, I always talk about this. You either need a certain level of skill, a certain level of experience, or a certain level of knowledge. And you're not born with all those three things. You might be born with, you're not born with anything. You learn that. But as you learn, as you grow, and as you start to develop yourself and push yourself towards getting those results, you are getting knowledge in the area in which you are trying to move forward. You are gaining skill, connection skills about the movement itself, about the journey itself. And so skills, knowledge, and experience. You're getting the skills, the knowledge, and experience necessary to move and level up. So it's like, I don't know how to help people understand that without that journey being a little challenging, a little overwhelming, it's not right. If it has to be those things, it has to be challenging, a little bit overwhelming. It has to feel like you're not going to make it. There has to be a level of doubt that you overcome with skill, knowledge, and experience. You're doubtful, you're frustrated, you're angry, you're pissed off. There's something about it. This is not going to help. I'm never going to make it. And then boom, all of a sudden you're on the other side. That is the side right before the breakthrough. It will hurt the most. It will be the most challenging in life right before you have that breakthrough. And if you aren't prepared to go through it, you won't get to the other side. You won't have that breakthrough. That breakthrough is never coming unless you push through that restriction, unless you push through to get to that result, the breakthrough is never there. But I guarantee you, right on the other side of all this challenge, right on the other side of all this pain in a workout, right on the other side of all this discipline in nutrition, is your goal, is that breakthrough that you're waiting for. So this Shane Talks is all about, don't be disappointed with the results that you didn't get with the work that you didn't do. And I think that's a good reminder for those who go, you know what, I put myself up for it. I put myself in the ring. I wanted to have a go, but I'm disappointed with the results I got. But looking out in on these people's goals, you didn't put the work in that was needed. And if you did, you might have been in the environment, but you didn't do anything in that environment. You didn't take advantage of that environment. You didn't find the challenge. You didn't walk towards the problem like in a boxing match. You didn't walk towards it and start throwing left and rights. You stood in the ring and waited for the guy to fall over. That's not going to win you anything. Right before you win a boxing match, right? And I love this analogy because it sort of seems to work. But right before you win a fight, right before you win a boxing match, normally right before you start to win, you're being punched pretty hard. And you're being punched in the face, left, right, and center. In life, that's like problems, right? You're being punched in the face with problems. Here's a problem. Here's a problem. There's another problem. Here's another. Have another one. Boom, left, right. You've got more problems. And then all of a sudden, you start to fight back a bit. You go, whoa, that's enough problems. Here's the shit that I've put in place to stop these problems from tackling me and putting me to the ground. Here's the shit I'm doing in my life to help me. And then you start throwing lefts. It's a couple jabs, until the moment is right where you hit a right, and that person on that goal falls over. And you win. Right on the other side is that breakthrough. Right on the other side of all that punishment that you just received is breakthrough. But you have to receive a certain level of punishment before you deserve the reward. And that is everything I've ever experienced in life, whether that be relationships. There's a certain amount of to and fro. There's a certain amount of punishment that you go through in trying to learn other people's lives, their schedules, how they like their environment. There's all sorts of stuff there that is stressful. And then you find the relationship that suits you, that works with you. In your career, there's a whole bunch of shit you go through, working late nights, underpaid, having to get up early, doing things that you don't want to do in your role. And then all of a sudden, you're rewarded with an opportunity that changes your career. In health and fitness, there's a whole bunch of sets and reps in the way. There's a whole bunch of distance on a bike. There's a whole bunch of sweat and tears and strength that you're yet to build that you've got to go through before you get the physique that you want. And you can't shortchange that. You can't skip this. There is no way around it. So if you want the results that you desire, if you have a certain amount of results that you desire, you've got to put a certain level of work in. And then in receiving that work, you've got to receive, a certain amount of punishment, a certain amount of challenge. Because without it, you learn nothing. So there's no new knowledge. You don't develop any skill, and there is no new experiences for you to go through to get some sort of contrast. So in this week's Shane's Talks, that is what we're going to go through. And if you've experienced some things that you want to share with the world, okay, yeah, that was Shane's right, 100%. I went through this, and this, and on the other side of that, I got what I wanted. I never gave up. And he's right. I suffered and I suffered and I suffered. And on the other side of that suffering was success. You see it all the time. All of the time. There's so many examples out there. I'm sure if you looked around, you would find a couple people in your life who have battled, whether it be like a health issue, cancer. Battled and suffered and felt like there was no return, felt there was no way out, and then all of a sudden you're in remission. And you're like, all of that battling, all of that getting up, putting one foot in front of the other was worth it now because I'm on the other side of that. I no longer now suffer from that. That's a thing of the past that now I have skill, knowledge, and experience from that I can use for the rest of my life. And I'm going to use these experiences to teach my kids, to teach others, to teach my friends, to teach my family, to teach them that all they've got to do is suffer for a little bit. And at some point, if they suffer enough and then throw punches back, not just stand there waiting for the guy to fall over, they will get on the other side of that breakthrough. So until next week, guys, keep being cool, and I hopefully will see you in the gym.